Okay, so we're going to start with a session pretty late. It's 1:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday afternoon. But the day has been a late start. What we're going to do is I'll just clock the time. Let's clock the time. No, I'm not solving all tea, you imbecile. I'm putting on my TV. So the less crap you talk, the better it is for everybody. We're not in a schizophrenic mode. And I wouldn't like silliness coming from that silly fan over there talking nonsense because my remote is called Alt, ALT. So idiot says what? Serve Alt. Because that maid servant hiding in that fan is garbage. You are a maid servant who hides in everyone's fan. You're like garbage shit. Okay? Stop messing around at my home. Useless crap. This remote is called Alt. It is not serving anybody tea. You need mental help, go visit a doctor, not at my home. And don't mess around talking shit. Alright? Take it somewhere else. And stop messing around. Okay, so we're going ahead with clocking the time. What is the time? It is 13, actually it's 13:33. Here it is showing 13:24. It is a Sunday. It is 18th of May 2025. So Mars, Sun and Mercury. Okay, Mars, Sun and Mercury. Anyway, it's afternoon time. I finished my lunch. Offered whoever was asking for food, whichever way they were asking for food, offered them that. That's the peda, that's the hide and seek, that's the cornflakes chivra, that's the gobi, and some rice and whatever, and the tea leaves, because that's what was asked. So my lunch also is over, my sweet dish also is over. Now we can, uninterrupted, frankly, with strength, go ahead and do this session. Okay, what I'll do is, what is interesting is this is my photo according to my passport, right? This is, I think, pretty close to what I look like, and in the passport even they were surprised that the biometrics was matching. I mean, I don't know when I don't know. But this is how I, for most part of it, look like. But I look Indian. I don't look that. I look okay. But this is from the passport office itself. Okay? And the reason I put this photo out is because I look Indian according to me, but she's saying I've got Spanish bloodline. So I wanted to ask her, Varsha, is this one? Is this absolutely one? So I wanted to ask her, Varsha, this is not a messed around photo because it comes from the passport office. So it would probably be close to what I look like in real life. And yes, see, my ears are popping out. I have the widow's peak, right? Nose is kind of stubby, so it's got all the features properly, right? So I thought I must ask Varsha, you're calling me Spanish bloodline in spite of that photo, because I don't know whether it is me she's talking about or she's talking to somebody else. I'm little confused. Okay, so I checked off camera to see if he's still, it is Kiran uncle who is talking to me along with my sister Varsha. She was not there initially, then she came joined because I wanted to ask if the food that I'd offered is okay and if he's happy or Varsha is happy. Most of the food is what Kiran uncle loves. Okay, Varsha is more the baked dish, quiche, that kind. So anyway, I had to ask whether I am Spanish bloodline in spite of this being my passport photo, where passport photo they cannot fool around with my features in any way, right? So it will be my features only. When we are using our own camera, I don't know, sometimes we're looking like this, sometimes we're looking like that. Our features keep changing. Sometimes they are making my nose long. I don't know what they are doing. So I need one proper source for a proper photo. So this is it. So anyway, so dearest Varsha and dearest Kiran uncle, Mr. Kiran Merchant, Narottam Das Merchant's son, Mr. Narottam Das Merchant's son. So, and also JAYA.ADVANI, who's supposed to have French bloodline cutie. Both of you are here together. Lovely. Now, I just showed a photo of mine which is taken out at Indian Passport Office at Bangalore in 2022. So, I want to know the photo that you see in the Indian passport. But there is no passport put out, only the photo in the passport. I have cut, taken out a photo and put it up on the internet. I want to know, that is my photo according to you. I am Jaya Kanyalal Advani, Jaya Kanyalal Hakumatrai Advani, JAYA.ADVANI. I am Kani Advani's daughter. I am your sister. I am Anita Advani's ex-Mrs. Anita Advani's daughter, or then Anita Merchant's daughter, widowed Anita Merchant's daughter. Okay, I just want to know before this falls from my finger. This is me in the photo, but you still say I am Spanish bloodline. You still say I am Spanish bloodline, maximum Spanish bloodline. Okay, one more thing. The family or the egg and the sperm that created me, are they law-abiding citizens? Were they good law-abiding citizens? Were they involved in any criminal activity themselves? They were always lawful in their activity and contributed to the welfare of general public if they could, and if not contribute to welfare of general public, at least not mess it up. So we can be proud of them. We can think of them well. We can think well of them. Okay, now was I exchanged for a criminal baby who spoiled their reputation in wherever they were located? At the same time, is it me in India at Bombay Forge as well that the culprit who exchanged the babies kept an eye on me and kept me on a back foot as well? Did he estrange the rogue child that he had placed in my place? Did he direct her, and has she joined some criminals? And has she moved to Elon's camp? She's hanging out over there. Her company is what? Straightforward people? Her company is straightforward people. The company she keeps is criminal minded and have indulged in a lot of criminal activity. Dangerous people with dangerous network and dangerous connections. Is it for SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and anything else? The real founder, Mr. Elon Musk, is still in his human form. The ones who have taken Mr. Elon Musk's identity are from basically warlords and criminals. And my replica or my exchange is part of that gang, who you call Dominic from the Nordic region has shapeshifted for SRL and Samuel and JAYA.ADVANI in some point in time, but Dominic is a criminal. My replica and Dominic are partners, or the one I was exchanged with and Dominic are partners. Baby X that has been created was created from her egg. My exchange's egg. Baby X was created from an egg stolen from me. Baby X was created from an egg stolen from Trimona. Primarily Advani blood of some kind. Primarily law-abiding bloodline. Let me ask you again, baby X, if not an egg, is it an embryo? Is it DNA? So, in baby X, is there any DNA of mine? In baby X, is there any DNA of my exchange, who's part of their criminal network at the Musk camp, where Elon Musk himself apparently is no more? So he has not taken my exchange's DNA. He has taken the DNA of Jaya, who is in India as of now and has lived in India most of Jaya's life, holder of the pendulum. That means Dominic is fully aware of the exchange. Is that why he talked about cross-pollination? Dominic knows what happened in 1987 at Brewery House. Which is Mrs. Ritu Malia, after 11 years of being married to Mr. Vital Malia, chairman of United Breweries, and 2 years being a widow of Mr. Vital Malia, was chased by a man who wanted to murder her. He was knocked off by 3 people, but then the 4 of them or the 5 of them, what did they do with Mrs. Ritu Malia? That nobody knows. Dominic is aware of what happened because it was criminal activity. You are saying no for what? Dominic was involved in that? Was Dominic involved in what happened in 1987? Dominic's criminal cartel brings in clones for people they remove from their God-given lives or births. Dominic's criminal activity has been doing this for a long time, his criminal syndicate. Do they bring replicas in for the original? They did this in 1987 also. Kailash Aunty, who is Mrs. Ritu Malia, anyway, I think if they can do the DNA editing, re-editing, they should be able to come to conclusions. I don't know what to say. They should do the forensics of the DNA. to know, have they done it already? To put 2 and 2 together? After 1987, brewery house became a heist, as in people who were ill-intentioned entered over there. (1988) onwards, but then that's when my reputation first was spoilt in school, then face spoilt in 1990. Tell me one thing, the woman who was Anita post 1987, was she the same lady who was Anita prior to 1987? Was there Anita Advani, Mrs. Anita Advani from the day I was born, 1973 to 1983? Was there Mrs. Anita Advani? She divorced Papa. After she divorced Papa, she married Kiran Merchant. So did the same lady stay even after 1987? Was she the same lady after 1987? Did she get changed after some time? Was she also removed and somebody else placed in her place? Are you the one who replaced her, or you replaced somebody else? Did you replace that Anita Merchant who was in our home in 73 and 75? You replaced another Anita Merchant in 2005? So before you replaced Anita Merchant, there was already a replacement for her before you? How many people till 2005 replaced the original Anita Merchant? Can you tell me? You would have been the third replacement for Anita Merchant. So the original Anita Merchant that legally got married to Mr. Kiran Merchant, who is late Mr. Kiran Merchant. After that, you say there was somebody else who replaced the legal Anita Merchant. After that, you? So were you the third person to replace Anita Merchant, or to be fitted into the original Anita Merchant's identity? Were you the third person? Were you the fourth person? Were you the fourth girl churned in the identity of Mrs. Anita Merchant at Lonavala? You were the fourth person. So the first one was the real Anita Merchant, legally married to Mr. Kiran Merchant in 84-85 sometime. Then you are saying there were two people who were changed in that identity. You were the fourth after that in 2005, or did this happen in 2005? Did you get the crispring of Mrs. Anita Merchant put upon you, whether it was voluntary or dumped on you? Did that happen to you in 2005? Is that when you were given the identity of Mrs. Anita Merchant? Was it 2005? Was it 2006? So you were CRISPR to be Mrs. Anita Merchant in 2006? So there is one original Mrs. Anita Merchant who divorced Papa and became legal Mrs. Anita Merchant when she married Kiran uncle. That was sometime in 84-85 after she got her divorce. Then you're saying she was removed and two more people churned through her identity? You were the fourth Mrs. Anita Merchant? The woman who was married to Kiran Merchant and was ex Mrs. Anita Advani, that lady still in her human form? Ex Mrs. Anita Advani and the one who legally got married to Kiran Merchant, is she still in her human form? Is she my birth mother? My birth mother is still in her human form? She's at Brewery City, UB City as of now? The DNA matches? But she understands the whole history, or she's got an upload of some new history? They're calling her Reddy. She's ready? She's ready? Then why do they think she's ready? She's Spanish? Her DNA is a Spanish bloodline? Now, is she mentally alert in these last years of her to know what is what? Because according to everybody, she doesn't know anything. And everything is up for grabs. But given how filthy the whole thing is, it's not worth touching even with a badge pole. In fact, I don't know. The entire thing is such a mess that whether these people screwballs went screwed around with the merchant household or they went and screwed around with the Malia household. That shitty energy which comes from the Middle East as a labor class from there, that has entered into India, because I think India has so many loopholes in the 70s that their wars they fought on a different ground because of the loopholes of entry barriers are very low in India. So they probably strategized it in such a way that they came to this place. Otherwise, it is not possible कि कोई Spain से आवे, कोई France से आवे, फिर Middle Eastern आवे, and they're chasing each other on some third party ground. What common sense it makes. But what is very important is in the back of all these people chasing tail, including me being a Spaniard but not knowing it legally, knowing it only because of the pendulum, who gets affected is the Indian population and the Indian diaspora. So if we take Narendra Damodar Das Modi as the Hindu Indian who was done away with, but they used his identity for winning everything wherever they would not have won it as Middle Easterns. So the filthy game. Who wants to sort it out and who wants to flush out the entire diaspora and figure out who you want here and who you want thrown out? Who is good for the country and who's not good for the country? And who is it who has been trying to fool you all these years and for what? So the Indian, or let's say generational Indian, whether it is Hindu, Muslim, Catholic, doesn't matter, or Sikh or Parsi, the one who puts in the hard work is capable, frankly is flushed out. The criminals come in, the ones who steal take everything, and then they're placing their people everywhere. But then what happens is they're vitiating poisoning an entire country and causing chaos for the normal man. That's what it comes down to. It boils down to that. If in the Indian army, what this is telling me is 9-10% are aware of this, where Mr. Mukesh Ambani, Mr. RK, Mr. and Karine and Sayuda Saxeria at JNPT underground, at Baman Dongri, somewhere in that area underground, it is a military facility. Why are they there? Like this, there are pockets around key states in India. Karnataka has it, so does Gujarat. So you put away the original founder, place a replica in his place. What is the guy doing? He's only stealing, he's spending money, and he's taking from the original's hard work and going and giving that money to whom? To his network of poverty-ridden people. That is not called financial, that is not called financial, bridging the gap of financial inequality. That's plain murder and stealing and lies. You don't have the ability to govern, you'll never be able to. Stealing anybody can do. Lying anyone can do. It takes real grit with honesty to earn your money. You haven't been able to deliver. In fact, you will take this place after depleting it, along with depleting Russia and America. You will bring everyone down to one level of poverty. That's it. It's not making sense. What you are doing, the manner in which you have done, there is not an ounce of truth in you. If you can't be truthful about very nascent stuff, you cannot do good for anybody, is my understanding. You say whatever, you come here and talk to my face. I don't have people who are sitting and hiding and talking in my ears like cheapsters. I don't have time for that kind of nonsense. Varsha and Kiran uncle, can you tell me Mr. Rajnath Singh, you say is Kazakhstani bloodline? Kazakhstan. Is he Indian bloodline? I'm asking about our defense minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh. Mr. Rajnath Singh's birth name is Mr. Rajnath Singh. It means the Lord of Ruling and Lord of Ruling. That Rajkumar also thinks he's a Prince of Ruling. That ex-husband called Dominic, who took the name of Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj. Sanjeev means immortal. What does Sanjeev mean? To revive. And Lekhraj means to be the ruler of your own fate lines. They all have one problem. They all want to be Raj. But the name Rajnath Singh cannot be a Kazakhstani name. So Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name is Mr. Rajnath Singh. He christened himself or what in India? उसने खुद का नामकरण किया है to give himself ruler or lord of all ruling. So can you give me his real name? Okay. Come, let's find out your real name. Okay. Can you show me what a yes is? Just so I know that we're on the track. Can you show me what the no is? Okay, I just want to ask you, do you want to rotate round and straight over the letters, or you want me to use the board? You want me to rotate over the letters? You want me to put it over the letters? You want to use the board? You want both processes? Just to make sure that we've got the right letters. Okay, first I'll do the other way, then I'll come to this. Okay, Mr. Rajnath's real name, Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name, R is required. Okay. Q is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. So I take the name Q. P is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. Okay. O is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. N is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. M is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. Okay, so Q and N. F is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. E is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. D is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. J is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. L is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. K is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. C is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. I is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. H is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. G is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. A is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. B is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. I is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. C is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. A, B, C, I. Z is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. Y is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. T is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. S is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. U is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. V, W, and finally X is part of Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. Okay. So the letters we've got is A, B, C, I, S, Q, N, L. Nasib, Nasil, Nasik. Kasil. Anyway, let me ask her. Lisa, Bill, okay, I'll say all the letters that I've got over here. Okay, I have to take, is A an important letter? B is important. C is important. I had to take. S, Q, N, L. Any letter that I still need to take but forgot to take? Any other letter needs to be taken other than this lot? For Mr. Rajnath Singh's real name. Mr. Rajnath Singh's name is there in these letters? His real name? So A, B, C, I, S, Q, N, L. Just give me a minute. So I've got a couple of names here. First name is AQIL. Varsha Rajnath Singh's name has AQIL or Akil in some way in it. The birth name of Rajnath Singh is got to do with some Akil, AQIL or AQEEL. What about Aslin? ASLIN. Is that part of his name? What about Abin, which means water? Does his name have Abin in it? Does his name have Aziz or something of that sort in it? Does his name have Ali in it in any way? Rajnath Singh's name has Ali in it in any way? The name Ali? Akil and Ali. In Akil is Ali. So it has it. Okay, does he have the name Anis in his name in any way? ANIS. Does he have the name Ansil in any way? ANSIL. Does he have the name Anik? ANIQ in any way? Does his name have Abil? ABIL in any way? So his name is queued somewhat like this: Akil, AQIL or AQEEL, Ali, ALI. Then you say Anik, ANIQ. I'll take out my glasses, wait. So Anik in that name by any chance? I can't see without my glasses. Okay. Aqil, Aqeel or Aqil in his name. Rajnath Singh's real name. Aqil, Ali, Anik, Aniq, Anis in any way, Anis in his name in any way, Abin in any way, Ansil in any way, Anis in any way. So Aqil, Aqil, Aqeel, Aqil, Ali, let me tick it out as you go so I remember in the future. Aqil, these are the words we got for Rajnath Singh's name before he got the name Rajnath Singh. Aqil, Nizam Kazakhstan. Aqil, it may not be the full name, it's part of the name. Ali, Aqil, Ali. I'll ask again about Aslin yet once again. Aslin and Anis. Aslin, Rajnath Singh's name, Aslin. Aslin connected with his name in any way? Aslin connected in his name? What about Aslin, you say? What about Anis? The name Anis connected with him in any way? Ansil connected with him in any way? Abil connected with him in any way? Anik connected with him in any way? Aslin connected with him? Could it be an Aslam instead? Aziz in any way? Aziz and Aslin. Aslin and Aziz or Aziz. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Aibak, AIBQC. Aibak connected with Rajnath Singh's name in any way? Is it his own name? He knows people of that name, Aibak. Connected to him from the point of view he knows some people with that name Ibak. Then the word Ibak is connected with Rajnath Singh's name in his ancestry by any chance? Somebody in his relatives named that way? Okay. AIBQC, Ibak. These are the names that I saw on the internet asking what are the possibilities. So these names I didn't know about. I didn't know most of these names, but looking at it on the internet, I just took it down based on what I had here. And so I got this. Akil is straight out of here, AQIL. Aslin also is there, spelled a little differently, but it could be Aslam, Ibak, Aziz, Ali. She's saying this is all connected with him. His name is hidden in here somewhere. Okay, some part of his name is hidden here. Either it's a full name or it is some part of his name that is hidden here. He's primarily got Kazakhstan blood in him. That's his DNA, is what she's saying. Okay, now can we ask about Mr. Arun Jaitley? His real name. Varshi and Kiran uncle, are you okay with giving the identity of Mr. Arun Jaitley? His real name? Mr. Arun Jaitley has left his human physical form today or up to today, where today in 2025, it is 18th of May 2025. You agree with the date? Is today the 18th of May 2025? So can you agree it is 2025 18th of May? So up to 18th of May 2025, today Sunday, IST time, afternoon right now, Mr. Arun Jaitley, who is part of BJP during the time he was in a political career with his own identity at India, is he still in his human form? Is he still in his physical body? He is the original Arun Jaitley. He is good in law and journalism. Has he left his human body, physical body as yet? Has he left his physical form? Okay, are you willing to give his real name? Who we know as Mr. Arun Jaitley from the BJP in the olden days. You say his DNA is primarily Yemen, Iran and Turkey. Is he like a Jaitley is a Hindu Indian? Is he an Indian Hindu bloodline? Okay, so we'll go to ask you what his name could be. Real name, huh? Can I ask you what his real name actually is? Okay. So we'll do the same exercise. So we're taking the letters for Mr. Arun Jaitley. Now, okay, let me ask you, should we take the letter R? Should I take the letter Q? Mr. Arun Jaitley's first name, last name, his name, his real name. Should I take the letter P? Should I take the letter O? Should I take the letter N? Should I take the letter M? So QPO. Should I take the letter I? Should I take the letter J? Should I take the letter D? Should I take the letter C? Should I take the letter H? Should I take the letter G? Should I take the letter B? Should I take the letter A? Should I take the letter C? Should I take the letter I? Should I take the letter D? So you say D and C. Should I take the letter L? Should I take the letter K? Should I take the letter F? Should I take the letter E? Should I take the letter K? Should I take the letter L? So you're saying LK or KL. Should I take the letter X? Should I take the letter W? Should I take the letter W? Should I take the letter V? Should I take the letter Z? Should I take the letter U? Should I take the letter T? Should I take the letter Y? Should I take the letter S? Should I take the letter T, Z and U? So what we have is Q, P, O, Z, U, D, C, K, L. Q, P, O, Z, Q, P, O, Z, U, D, C, K, L. Okay, let me ask her once again. You are certain I am white? What were you doing all these years? I'm going to turn 52 next year. What, you were suffering from Alzheimer's or something all these years? Suddenly तुम wake up call कहाँ से लिया है? Therefore, what were you doing all these years? Why did you steal my passport? Don't assert what I am. You assert. You don't need to assert. You tell the truth. Give it in writing what all you've done. You don't decide for me. तू खुद का जो confession sheet है वो दे. Also about my own stuff, what you know about me, which you have not told me, whatever you've done behind my back. Okay, I have to take letter Q, Varsha. Should I take letter P, letter O, letter Z, letter U, letter D, letter C, letter K, letter L? So you'll give me what name his name starts with. We are asking about Arun Jaitley. His letter starts with Q. His name letter is starting. His name starts with Q letter. His name letter starts with P letter. His name starts with O. His name starts with Z. His name starts with U. His name starts with D. His name starts with C. His name starts with K. His name starts with L. Let me ask you again. It starts with L. Arun Jaitley's name starts with L. Arun Jaitley's name starts with K. Arun Jaitley's name starts with L. If it is true Arun Jaitley's name starts with L, then he is a Leo नक्षत्र. अगर वो लियो है तो लियो का तो प्रॉब्लम है ही है ईगोज का. तो द egoistical view, preening at the self in the mirror, three men in which only one gets caught in the mirror, and therefore ever leering at other people. They feel they are much better than the rest of everybody else, and therefore ever leering at whoever it is that they are leering at, sometimes in their face, but most times not in their face, primarily because they feel they're superior. They will never get caught. They'll be always ahead of their game, is what the card says when it comes to the views of the ego. So this is the card I am talking about, which I have got in my readings earlier. It's called the views of the ego. On the back of it, consistently, I used to get these two cards where many people are caught in the ruins. They are the king of force energy by birth. By birth, they are the king of force energy, born into good families, but they've ended up in places like this, locked away somewhere. Then there is somebody like this who's always preening, peering at themselves, thinking they will never get caught. And they have an exalted view of themselves. They're three men, but only one catches himself in the mirror all the time. He's always leering at other people, sneering at other people, and thinking he's much better than the rest of them. So it comes with a Leo attitude. Leos are not like that. Kiran uncle also is born, in August, and he's also a Leo, but he's not this way. But the letter L stands for somebody who's from a Leo nakshatra. L and M. They are basically, I think, Leo nakshatra. What it has to say about this is, I will read it. You can also pause it and read it. But I will read it out loud. The views of ego. What it stands for is three people stand together before a full-length mirror. The man in the center gazes keenly at himself, and it seems his reflection is looking back with a superior air. He is the sole reflection to be seen in the mirror. This card shows that there could be a thoughtless, selfish person, whether it is love, friendship, family, or business relationship. The person is self-absorbed and plans only in terms of how it affects him. You could have lingered too long, repeatedly giving that person, even though you haven't received much in return. You tolerated the dismissiveness because you kept hoping things would get better, or perhaps you were too afraid to step away. You are called to be aware that the person is unlikely to change, and you could be delaying the inevitable. Take an honest look in the mirror and see how staying in this kind of a relationship affects the future. Okay, that's what it is about. That's what it is about views of mirror, or views of ego. Not mirror, views of ego. Read it for what it is, so it's not over glorified. Now let's see what we can do with the letters and the names. Okay, so I just took down a few names, but I don't think it is really the full gamut. But I think the pendulum also is looking a little tired. So I'll just read these names, but I think I'll continue this later on. Okay. Lutfullah is one name. Laib, Laib is one. Lakan, Laqan. Lucky, Lucky. Loku, what is it? Lauk, Louk. These are some names, but I don't think it is actually, it covers everything properly. But I think the pendulum is tired also. So I'm also tired. So what I'll do is I'll come back to this. These are the letters that I got: Q, P, O, Z, U, D, C, K, L. Okay, so I'm leaving it at this now. I'll come back to it later.